Jose, when the defense is humming like that, why is it so effective?
I mean, we getting stops and, we get rolling. So, once we get our defense rolling, the offense is going to take care of itself. We know we can score the ball at a very high level. So we need to get stops, and that's what we're trying to do.
You obviously provided a spark tonight. What's it like hearing the fans chant your name here in the playoffs at the Garden?
It's amazing. Can't really put in words, I always got a Knicks jersey on and I always think like that. It's like, this is crazy. But it's a good feeling, Like I said, it's excited to be in the city that I'm from and just compete for a championship.
Jose, what has this process been like? Not playing in game one and then staying ready, and then now getting your moments the last couple of weeks.
It's just part of the business, Stay ready. Whatever the team needs, and we know we're a really good team. So they communicated with how it was going to go, and then I was, just stay ready, and then that's what I did mentally.
Yeah, 12 points in 12 minutes for you tonight. Just what went into that efficiency?
My teammates found me. I was open, and I made the shots today.
60 points in the paint for the team, plus 17 from the free throw line. Was the mindset to attack?
Yeah, that's what our goal is, always to get attack and get easy shots. That's what we're trying to do, and that's what we're trying to continue doing.
Jose, Jalen's footwork, how special is that, and what he's able to do there in the fourth quarter?
Boy could probably dance, right? I don't know. He got twinkle toes over there. But it's obviously amazing. He's getting to his spot, and you think you stopped him, and then he creates another move, I guess. So it's amazing.
What do you remember guarding him? Doing
that
stuff?
Yeah, I ain't worried about that.
The bench at times earlier in the series struggled. Now that you guys are thriving, is there a familiarity now that you guys have played this version of the Hawks a little more?
Yeah, we know how good the bench is, and we know how good this team is. So we go out there and be ourselves and try to boost the energy. And whatever the team needs, I think the bench try to provide that.
And then on the verge of advancing to the next round, how do you close this one out in Game 6 and not have to come back here for Game 7?
Go there, focus, because they're going to play really hard. We know that, and we got to go out there and be ourselves and play extremely hard. It's going to be a war out there for sure, and we're ready.
Kind of with that, Jose, you guys have played great basketball all season, but there have been times where you do have lost focus, and there's gone periods where you play really good, and then the next day you don't play well. How much will you learn about your team in Game 6 and the approach for that, with a chance to, you guys seem to have the answers to the test, and you have a chance to send them home?
It's the playoffs. Every little details count, and you got to stay focused and keep the main thing, and that's what we're doing.
Appreciate it.
I put my trust in God and my preparation. For the rest of my teammates, I believe in them. I believe in us. We got to trust the process. That you can't just always come out and beat a team by 10, 15, 20. It's a one possession game sometimes, and we just have to believe in each other.
What's worked defensively the last couple of games for you guys?
I think we're really just communicating and being physical at a high level. I feel like everybody's locked in. I always believe in defense isn't one guy's job, it's a whole team. So when the whole team's locked in, when the guys coming off the bench are locked in, and we're not missing a beat, it just feels good.
Jordan, obviously, most dominating one of the series so far. Just what was working so well on the defensive end, especially tonight?
Just us imposing our will on that team. Continue to keep them off the offensive rebounds. They like to play in transition, so trying to stop them from doing that and keep the team what we're doing offensively. That's it.
Plus 21 on the glass. Like you mentioned, the transition defense only limited to 4 fast break points. How important were those two factors of the game tonight?
Big time. Going into Atlanta, they're going to try to rev everything up, and we're playing for their lives down there. So got to continue to focus, continue to do what we've been doing and at a higher level now to finish them off down there.
What has stood out the most to you about playing with OG Anunoby?
He's just a force. Defensively, offensively, he's got a lot more in his bag than what I thought. Being on the outside, but now being his teammate, being able to watch him play. He does a lot of things offensively that I haven't noticed being on the opposite side. But him rebounding, him being a force defensively, him knocking down timely shots. He's just a special player.
Jordan, you've been in a lot of different locker rooms. What do you think about this group's ability to handle adversity?
I think we all tough-minded. We love challenges. We continue to hold each other up. And this team has been resilient all year through all the bumps and ups and downs. We know it's not going to be smooth. We just can't get too high or too low. We continue to lean on each other and continue to fight, and everybody's ready, 1 through 15.
Was there something that maybe clicked after Game 3, or just something that has really been the driving force of the way you guys have played the last two?
Nah, we just looking at the next games and trying to continue to get better and try to continue to write these wins.
Speaking of challenges, what's the challenge of going into Atlanta and closing out this series?
It's their home floor. Try to take advantage of that. Like I said, they're going to probably be aggressive again offensively in terms of crashing the glass, trying to get extra possessions, playing in transition. I know they're going to try to bring a lot of force down there, so we got to be prepared, and we know it's coming, so we'll be ready.
Jordan, when a team is playing with elimination their back and you're not with a cushion, is there something you have to do to psych yourself up to match their desperation?
Nah, we're here for the same goal. That's to win a game, and most important game is the next one. That's in a few days.
Jordan, Mike Brown was giving you a lot of credit before the game, talking about how you just stayed in the moment over the course of the season. How challenging is that? Like, when you're out of rotation, is it challenging? And what's that like?
It's definitely challenging, but I've been in the league for 12 years. I know how it goes, and just continue to stay ready. And I know that the locker room, the young guys, and other people definitely watching and seeing how you react to those things, and just trying to set an example for that. Continue to stay locked in with the team and the organization, and just waiting for my opportunity to go out there and play. So, I think, like I said, everybody just setting that example, having everybody ready. I think it's big for the team.
Or just a dominating performance? Just what was clicking so well on both ends of the floor?
Just the intensity we came out with to start the game. We got a lot of stops, running transition, and just playing with energy.
In Game 6, they'll be playing with their backs against the wall. How do you match that level of energy and intensity?
We have to come out the same way with our backs against the wall, with great intensity, with desperation. Just our goals to win. Just come out there and win.
How much pride are you taking on your rebounding in this series, especially? I think that Mike called you a monster. Just like what is working so well for you there?
I always try to rebound. It just depends on where I'm, like out on the court, and who I'm guarding. So if I'm guarding like a guard, usually out on the perimeter. But this series, I'm closer to the basket, so I can make a bigger emphasis on rebounding. Just try to help us close possessions out.
And just the consistency you've had in this series, just what's kind of been working so well for you?
I don't know. I work very hard. We have a great team. Teammates are finding me, and I'm playing with, just playing with force or whatever.